Welcome to Magic Tale World, where every story comes alive with wonder. Let's open the book and begin our adventure together.
Way up north, where the snow is as soft as powdered sugar and the air sparkles with frost, lies a magical place called the North Pole. This is where Santa Claus lives with his elves and, of course, his very special reindeer. Now, most of Santa's reindeer were strong and fast, with names you might know like Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen. They were all very proud of their powerful legs and magnificent antlers, but among them was a young reindeer named Rudolph, and Rudolph was different. You see, Rudolph had a very unusual and very shiny nose. It wasn't a normal, brown, furry reindeer nose. Oh no, Rudolph's nose was bright red and it glowed. It was so bright, you could even say it glowed like a giant, fuzzy cherry. In the daytime, when the Arctic sun was low in the sky, his nose would gleam, but at night or in a foggy blizzard, it would shine like a brilliant beacon, casting a warm red light all around him. At first, Rudolph thought his nose was rather splendid. He'd look at his reflection in the ice and wiggle his nose, watching it flash and shimmer. But the other reindeer didn't think it was splendid at all. Look at Rudolph with his funny light bulb nose. One would shout during reindeer games, "Don't get too close, he'll blind you." Another would giggle. They would laugh and call him names like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and they never let poor Rudolph join in any of their reindeer games. They'd play hide-and-seek in the snowy woods, but Rudolph's nose always gave his hiding spot away. They'd have races across the frozen lakes, but the other reindeer would dash off, leaving him behind, alone with his glowing nose. Rudolph felt terribly sad and lonely. He would often wander off by himself, wishing more than anything that he could be just like the other reindeer. He tried everything to hide his nose. He tried covering it with mud, but the glow would just melt the mud right off. He tried wrapping it in a dark berry leaf, but the light shone right through. Nothing worked. His nose was just too bright. As the years went by, Rudolph grew up, and so did his nose. It seemed to get brighter and redder with each passing Christmas. And with every Christmas, the other reindeer's teasing seemed to get louder, and Rudolph's heart grew heavier. Now, one year, on a particularly important Christmas Eve, a great big problem arose. A massive fog, thicker than a polar bear's winter coat, rolled in over the North Pole. It was so thick you couldn't see your own antlers in front of your face. The elves had finished packing the sleigh with toys for all the good children around the world. The sleigh was polished, the presents were stacked high, and Santa was dressed in his big red suit, ready to go. But as he stood on the launch pad, stroking his white beard, he looked out into the foggy abyss. "Oh my," he said, his cheerful face full of worry. "How will we ever see where we're going? This fog is thicker than pea soup. We might get lost, or worse, miss some houses entirely. Christmas could be cancelled." The elves gasped. The other reindeer shuffled their hooves nervously. They couldn't see a thing. Dasher squinted, Dancer peered into the gloom. But it was no use. The darkness and fog were just too much. It looked like there would be no Christmas journey that year. Just then, a small, bright red light appeared in the distance, cutting through the thick grey mist. It bobbed and weaved through the foggy air, getting closer and closer. It was Rudolph, coming to see what all the commotion was about. As Rudolph approached the sleigh, his bright nose lit up Santa's worried face. Santa's eyes widened, and a huge, wonderful idea popped into his head. He walked right up to the lonely young reindeer. "Rudolph," Santa said, his voice full of hope and excitement. "With your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Rudolph was stunned. Him, the reindeer everyone made fun of. Guide Santa's sleigh. The other reindeer stopped their nervous chatter and stared in amazement. For the first time, Rudolph felt a surge of pride. His nose, the very thing that had made him feel so different and alone, was now needed for the most important job in the world. I'd be honored, Santa," Rudolph exclaimed, his nose glowing even brighter with happiness. Santa chuckled and patted him on the back. "Then it's settled," he boomed. The elves quickly harnessed Rudolph to the very front of the sleigh, right in the lead. His nose shone like a powerful headlamp, casting a brilliant red beam that cut right through the fog. It was a perfect pathway of light. The other reindeer looked at Rudolph with newfound respect. They realized how wrong they had been. His nose wasn't silly, it was spectacular. "Ready, everyone!" Santa called out, taking the reins. He shouted with joy, "Now, Dasher! Now, Dancer! Now, Prancer and Vixen! On Comet! On Cupid! On Donner and Blitzen! But most of all, lead the way, Rudolph!" And with a mighty leap, the sleigh lifted into the foggy night sky, led by the steady, glowing light of Rudolph's red nose. They flew through the night, and Rudolph's light was so clear and strong that they didn't miss a single rooftop. Santa delivered every present, all thanks to his brave new lead reindeer. From that night on, Rudolph was a hero. All the other reindeer cheered for him. They finally understood that being different wasn't something to be ashamed of. It was something to be celebrated. Our unique qualities are what make us special and can sometimes be our greatest strength. And so, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer went down in history, forever loved and remembered for saving Christmas. The end. We hope you loved the story of Rudolph. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wonderful stories. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.